Hey everyone. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of how to make DJ visuals. So you will need some basic knowledge, comprehension of Adobe After Effects. So the first step, of course, you're going to need audio. Go ahead, record your bangin' DJ mix or whatever else, or you can just create stuff that doesn't go to audio. Now we're going to create a new composition. The audio I will be using is right here in this tab. So we're going to go to New Comp, and from here, you want to create like a visual plane. After you give it a comp name, give it a size. I'm just going to go 1280 by 720. It's pretty standard definition. Then you want to put your frame rate. I highly recommend 24 frames per second. 60 frames per second if you want to make it look very smooth, or other supported software that will handle 60 FPS. And then the duration, this is how long it'll be. This is hour, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. We're going to do a 15-second animation just for purposes. Click OK, and don't forget to change your background color. Go ahead and make fit, and now we're in here. From here, we can make something pretty basic. You have the shape tool up at the top. Pretty, pretty, pretty standard. Give it a color or whatever. We don't want that. We want to make this look snazzy and cool. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Go down here and delete your layer. Now we're going to go to Create, New, and then we will do Shape Layer. If you notice, there's no shape, but we created a shape layer. Oh, like, what's going on? Well, I'll let you know. So it created a layer for shapes, but we have no shapes created. So we can go in here and let's do a rectangle, because I like rectangles. Go in, and we have a rectangle, but if we click off of here, you'll notice it doesn't, oop, let's get rid of that. We notice that it's not actually there. That's because it is, but we need to give it a stroke. So we'll go here and we'll give it a stroke. And now if we click off, we have a square. We can move it around, do anything with it, place it over there, whatever, but we'll just put it in the middle for now. Next, we want to import audio, because this is going to be really basic. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm just going to drag my audio onto this area, this spot. This is where you're going to put all your objects. And voila. And we'll give it a little listen so you can hear it. Just a heads up, it might be a little loud. So we'll just go ahead and play that. Pretty standard, right? Yeah, that's what I figured. But now we take this generic audio and we are going to convert it into keyframes. So we're going to go up here, we're going to right click this object, go to Keyframe Assistant, and then convert audio to keyframes. Now we have this red bar. We're going to lower this red bar. And we have 3 channels, the left, right, and both. Now if you have audio that pans, you'll notice that it'll get larger and smaller according to the panning of the audio. But we're just going to use both for now. And so we can go ahead and we don't really need to look at it. So you can hide it. You don't need to see it. It makes a null, which is an empty object that you can't see. But we're getting into visuals. So this might look all spooky and scary. It's not. Pretty basic. This is the opacity, or how transparent it is. But we're going to do something cool. We're going to make this rectangle look interesting. But first, we're going to make it small. And hold Shift to make sure that you keep your size proportions. We're going to make it small, and get a tiny little square there. Pretty small. And just to emphasize it more, I'm going to go into the stroke and make it, let's do 4 pixels. There we go. It's nice and thick. Now we're going to go to Add and Repeater. Now we have 3 squares. Whoa! Right? Crazy. And you'll notice that it'll usually add it to the right, because if we go down and minimize that and open up the repeater tag we just added, we can notice if we go to transform that its position is right here. And this is moves the cubes. Can move them around or whatever. But for now, we're going to do 0. But they disappeared. What's going on? Well, they're all on top of each other. Let's make, so this right here is the copies. We're going to just create more copies. There we go. So if we move it over, we can see, oh, there's a ton now. Whoa. See where I'm getting here, right? Not yet? No? All right, well, just hold on. Well, let's do rotation. And that. Okay, well, scale is going to be, ooh, whoa, trippy, right? Crazy. This is where we're going to work with, is this. And if you notice, if I type in 100, it's just like that. But if I type in, if it's up to like a 200, we'll notice that like things start to disappear right around here. Yeah, this is, we're going to do a little bit of math. We're going to hold Alt, so the Alt key, and click on scale. And you're going to see that it creates what's called a function. Now, you don't need to know how to work with functions. Just go ahead and type in *2 on that baby. And what that's going to do, anytime something is at like a scale of 1, it'll be 2, or 12, it'll be 24, or 100, it'll be at 200%. Basic math. So we're going to go up to here, and see this little whip on that scale we just edited? Grab that baby, bring it up. You're going to have to wiggle your mouse a lot just to get that up there, and drag that onto this thing I just unhid on the both channels called the slider. And click off, and you'll notice that it's there, but if I click play, we see that it's working. But that thing is small. So we're just gonna go back into our scale. Oh, my bad. This is where we type in 2. So you're gonna go click space, star space 2. That's it. That's all you have to do. Don't have to type anything else. Make sure nothing else is highlighted. Just star space 2. And now when we play it, it's getting a little bit bigger. So let's just add a 0 to that. Now it's at 20. And if we see here, it's at 300. That's too big. The audio is too intense. So let's just do like 10. Where are we at here? Oh, we're starting to see some stuff. Cool, right? We're getting audio. We're getting feedback. We're getting feedback. So now that's all you really need to know. So now you can just go wild. Let's go to rotate, and we'll hold Alt and click, and let's go ahead and drag that to both. And let's go ahead and multiply that baby by 10, because that seems to be the sweet spot here, right? Actually, let's do 6 so it has like a little bit of contrasting to it. So it's not the same and as intense as this one. That also seems a little too intense. We'll do like 8. All right, we're getting there. We're getting good stuff. But I feel like 5 might be it, because we don't want to go over 100. No, I take that back. 7 might be it. But so with that shape layer, we can go ahead and duplicate this. We're just going to minimize all that. Let's go ahead and duplicate, and we'll see now we have a second shape layer. Well, forget that rectangle. Just delete that thing out of there and add an ellipse. Yeah, make sure it's at the top. Also, seizure warning, heads up. Definitely should say that in the beginning. So we're gonna make this ellipse, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna change its stroke. Let's make it red. Boom. That's all we changed. And then we're gonna go ahead and copy that, and now we have 3 shape layers. Make this one mother frickin' blue, and then we're going to go down and decrease its stroke to like 3, and then listen to this. We're gonna grab this bar, and we're literally just gonna move it to the left a little bit, so it's off center from everything else. Let's make it so we can get a frame like right here, and we're just gonna move it over. Keep moving it. Is that not going to do anything? Oof. Yeah, I think it's tied. Yeah, it's tied to that. So we'll go down here to repeater, transform, and rotation. Let's do like ×3, and then scale. We'll change that to like ×5 or 6. We'll do ×6. All right, so we're starting to get there. Let's add some effects to this. So stay with me here. We have this, right? So we're going to come to this side, do new composition, and just call this effect. All right, make sure everything's exactly the same. That's all you have to do. Click OK. Now we have effect. All right, okay, still with me? Visual plane, drag it down there. Oh, what do you know? What do you know? It's that comp. But if you notice, if we transform things, it's moving the whole composition. So now if you're in the standard thing, you can come up here or you can go into effect. But I highly recommend click standard and work in this workspace. Now this is where oh yeah, one more thing. Go back to visual plane and go ahead and grab your audio amplitude, Control C that thing, and then Control V, copy and paste. It's much easier than going through all that. Just Control C, Control V. So now we have our amplitude with us. And let's just go some cool ones that I know. We can do oh no, I know one. Kaleida. So look up Kaleida. CC Kaleida. Stylize. Stylize is good ones. Oh, there we go. So now we have our little thing there. And if you wanted to change this for whatever reason, you're gonna open down your visual plane, click effects, CC Kaleida, and forget to open your effects, and then both for the audio amplitude. And when you're in here, you can change like the size of it. So instead of that, we're gonna click size, and we're just gonna drag that straight to the both slider. Now watch this. Pretty simple. Oh yeah. So other effects on top of each other might not work. So we'll turn off CC Kaleida and then visual plane, and then we gotta turn on the smoothness with that. Let's try that out. So if your thing's going crazy or it's running slow, you can go to this right here and lower the quality. Ah! So that's just, whenever it's green, that means it's loaded. So if you go to full, that's what the whole thing looks like. And so like this is a little too intense, I feel like. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to create another shape layer. Let's do the cube one because the cube one's cool. Let's go down there, come down to the contents and the stroke. We're gonna make that a bit bigger, and for the repeater on the transform, we'll come down here and we'll go to scale, and we'll just do like ×5. Cool. Now we should have this. Cool, right? So just to turn that off, so the effects aren't burning my computer, we can turn on motion blur. Now this is like the last step you'll need for all of this. So you're gonna come up here and click on enable motion blur, and then also make sure motion blur is on everything in here. Uh, if these look like normals and stuff, click this right here. You'll see your After Effects stuff. So go ahead and just turn on motion blur and check this out. Didn't do anything, right? Well, that's because we didn't turn any of these on either. Whoops. And now check this. All right, you get what I mean. It's gonna run really slow. So we'll let that load for a second. Okay, well, let's just see what we just rendered out. Yeah, it's pretty simple. And then if you throw on the obviously like the effects, it'll blend it all together. But that is the fastest way to create DJ visuals. And if you want to, you can come up here and you can go to composition, add to media encoder queue. And this is going to pull up where you will render out your video. And once it gets thrown up here, there we go. Once it gets thrown up here, you're going to click on this and it's going to send it to whatever. So yeah, you want to go down and find where you want to save this. And I'm going to open this and then just called test visual. Okay, save. And then you just click play and let that baby render out. All right, so now that we have rendered all that out, this is what we have. It's really basic. Obviously, I didn't polish this. I spent 5 seconds making this, but um, always experiment, make more things, and so this is what we got. Yeah, very, very basic. But yeah, let me know what you think.